Okay, so today we're going to add a really crucial tool to your professional toolkit, and I'm talking about the art of the effective complaint. Now, this isn't about just venting or whining. Nope. We're talking about how to voice a concern in a way that actually solves problems, boosts safety, and really makes a difference where you work.
So, picture this. You're at work. You see a problem. Maybe it's an exposed wire, a repair that's taking forever, or a part that's just defective. You know it's not right. It could be unsafe, inefficient, or just plain wrong. And you know ignoring it? That's not an option. So, what's the right thing to do next? What's the step that actually gets it fixed? Well, that's exactly what we're breaking down right now.
First things first, let's just totally reframe that word complaint. Because in a professional technical setting, it's not about being unhappy. Think of it this way. It's a formal expression of dissatisfaction, sure, but it's also a powerful tool. A tool for finding problems and actually driving improvement. It's constructive.
Now, like any good toolkit, you've got different tools for different jobs, right? Your first big choice is how you're going to communicate this issue. Are you going to say something or are you going to write it down? Picking the right one is absolutely the crucial first step if you want to get a resolution.
So here's the strategic choice you've got to make. On one hand, a quick verbal complaint is fantastic for immediate informal feedback. You can get things sorted out on the spot. But, and this is a big but, when the stakes are higher, things like safety issues or stuff that could have legal consequences, you need to put it in writing. Why? Because a written complaint creates a formal record. It's a paper trail, and that is something that is much harder to ignore.
Okay, so let's say you do go the verbal route. Here's how you make it count. It's not about raising your voice, it's about raising a point. You've got to stay calm, be incredibly specific about what's wrong, and, this is key, don't just point out the problem. Ask for a clear solution or an action. You got to make it easy for them to help you. All right, now for those more serious issues, you need the power of the written word. But hold on, this isn't about just firing off some angry email. Not at all. It's about following a professional blueprint that makes your complaint clear, structured, and, frankly, impossible to just brush aside. This 5-step blueprint is your new best friend. Seriously, you start with your purpose, get right to the point. Then lay out all the details, what happened, when, and where. Step 3, explain the impact. Why does this matter? How does it affect work or safety? Then you suggest a solution. You tell them what you want to happen. And finally, you close it out professionally. If you follow this structure, you turn a simple complaint into a compelling case for action. Okay, theory's over. We've got the tools, we've got the blueprint. Now, let's put them to the test and see how all this actually works in the real world. Let's look at a few examples. First up, and this is the most critical one, safety complaints. These are the issues that pose a direct risk to people's health, their safety, or the environment. When you see something like this, speaking up isn't just a good idea, it is a responsibility. Look how direct that is. It identifies the exact problem, broken ventilation, the specific location, Lab 3, and the immediate critical impact. It's hard to breathe. That is a perfect, urgent verbal complaint, and you can bet it should be followed up in writing immediately. Next up, service complaints. This is all about when the support you're supposed to get just doesn't happen. A repair gets delayed, a technician is a no-show, or the work just isn't done right. I mean, these kinds of issues can bring everything to a grinding halt. We've all felt this frustration, right? But notice how this complaint just sticks to the facts, the scheduled date, and the fact that no one appeared. It ends with a really clear statement of urgency. It's professional, it's direct, and it's focused on getting things running again. Okay, but what if the problem is with the actual tools or the parts you're using? Well, that's where product complaints come in. This could be anything from a damaged shipment to equipment that's malfunctioning or components that are just plain defective. This is such a great example. It's short, it's factual, and it's actionable. It states the problem, 2 broken items, and it gives the exact solution needed. Replacements. There's no ambiguity, which means you're going to get a much faster resolution. And then we have the most delicate issues, behavioral complaints. This is when you have to address the unprofessional conduct of a colleague or a staff member. And yeah, these can be tricky. Again, just look at the focus on specific behavior. This isn't some vague attack on the person's character. It's a statement about their specific actions, being rude and refusing to listen.
Applying that same calm, factual approach is absolutely essential for these sensitive situations.
So, all of this brings us to the real end goal. A well-made complaint isn't just about fixing one little problem. It's about making a lasting contribution to a safer, more efficient, and just better workplace for everyone. And on the flip side, here's what you should be looking for. This is what a professional response looks like. A healthy organization will acknowledge your concern. They won't get defensive. They'll listen, they'll take it seriously, and they'll respond quickly. When you see that happen, you know your complaint has landed not as an attack, but as a valuable contribution.
So let's be crystal clear on the main takeaway here. A well-crafted complaint is not a negative act. It's not an attack. It is a fundamental part of professional communication. In fact, it's the very engine that drives improvement, safety, and quality in any workplace. So there you have it. You've got the tools. You have the blueprint. You're not just someone who spots problems anymore. You are fully equipped to be a problem solver. So the only question left is, the next time you see something that isn't right, what problem are you going to solve?